Hello everyone. This is Syed Usman Ahmed, and I'm going to present today a topic which is known as software process models. And in the previous discussions, we have actually seen what a software process, what is the layered approach of software engineering, and we have also seen what is SDLC and what are the different activities that are covered under SDLC. Now we are going to see what are the process models that adheres to the framework activities as defined by the software development life cycles. So we are going to see these four further like process models, which is known as waterfall model, incremental process models, and evolutionary process models, and component based software development model. So we are going to see one by one all these approaches, but before that, let me explain what is the process model. So with the simple example that you might know how to prepare a particular dish or particular type of the recipe. So it depends upon how you proceed with the recipe, the taste of that particular dish or particular type of food changes. So that's what the difference is. We actually want to create softwares, but the thing is we have to follow different processes, and the different processes will actually depends upon what ingredients we have, how much work we need to do, or we can take help from others. In that sense, we need to move forward. So let us start with the first waterfall model that we are going to see in this particular lecture today. The waterfall model sometimes also is known as the classic life cycle model. Why it is called classic? Because it is the oldest model for software development, developed in some uh, 1900s, and then it takes a very simple sequential approach in which you go from one stage to another stage. And like in waterfall model, you cannot come back if you have traversed a particular height. So you know that a waterfall flows from a top of a mountain or a cliff to the end of the cliff. So you cannot go back by natural force from the bottom to top. Likewise, once you are moving from different stages, different framework activities like communication, planning, modeling, then construction and deployment, when you're moving then you are moving forward from one stage to another stage, you are not supposed to go back to the previous stage. That's known as sequential approach, which it adhered by this waterfall model strictly. The third is this model is only useful for in the cases where the requirements are well defined and they are reasonably stable. That means that the customer actually knows what needs to be done, and he is not going to change anything in that particular uh, requirements till he gets the final version of that particular software. So once he comes in, he gives you requirements and he leaves, and he will wait till he gets the first working version of that particular software. This is the basic overview of waterfall model. Now we will see certain activities that are actually taking place in waterfall model. We've also seen these the names of these activities earlier when we were discussing about SDLC framework activities. Now we will see what are the activities that goes after in each phase. In each activity, you have some sub activities. Like in communication, we have project initialization, we have requirement engineering, all those tasks that we do when we start a project, how we are going to name a project, how we're going to write down the task, how we're going to gather the requirements from the customers. These are part of the communication. So once you are done with the communications, then you know the requirements, and I have already stated that the requirements are totally, what you can say, totally stable and well defined. So once they are well defined and very stable, you are go to the next stage, which is known as planning, in which you actually estimate the cost that you will incur in developing this project. or and then you will actually schedule the different tasks that is required to complete the project. And once you are done with the estimation and scheduling, you will also do tracking of that particular schedule. That means you have to create a matrix, or you have to create a particular benchmark where you will try to track that whether you are on schedule or you're off schedule. Okay, and then once you are done with the planning part, you start actually designing the particular modules. You are going to create diagrams, you're going to create tables, you are going to create schemas. And once you are done with the initial designing phase, as per the requirements, you are going to convert those design into a code, and actually executable code. And when this code is ready, you will go to test the code. And finally, when you're done with the everything, coding, testing, designing, you will deploy it on the customer side and wait for the feedback. So there is but this is the complete workflow of the waterfall model. Now the next thing is, once you are done with this is a very sequential way of developing a software. But the thing is, there are certain drawbacks that goes along with waterfall model. The first is this workflow is rarely followed in this industry due to its sequential nature. That means a customer or a developer actually can miss out a requirement, can miss out a design. So he wants to go from coding to design phase, or from design to requirement phase, which is actually not allowed by the rules of the waterfall models. So if you forget something, you cannot go back. So you have to complete a cycle and then again come to the second iteration of that particular workflow. So this is very difficult. So that's why we don't follow waterfall model in the industry as of today in totality. The second thing is, it is often difficult for customer to state all the requirements explicitly. That means at the initial stages of the communication process, when the customer meets the firm or the developing company, he actually cannot state all the requirements. Sometimes he cannot state all the requirements at one go, and he may get it more requirements at the later stages of the particular uh, development process. But due to waterfall models criteria, he cannot add, he cannot change the requirements, or he cannot drop a requirement at any stages after communications. So it's very difficult to adhere to these set of changing requirements scenario in the waterfall model. The third thing is, the customer should have a certain set of patience, because he is not able to see any working prototype, any working design, any deployable design in between the communication and the deployment. Okay, so these are the three basic drawbacks that waterfall model actually has, and that due to which we do not use it directly in the industry today. But we use certain set of processes which actually works with waterfall model, and try to like enhance this in its totality. So we will see those models in the next video, and hopefully you understand the topic today. Thank you very much and have a nice day.